Hey, this is Christelle, and this is PDQ for Leaders Soar. Today I'm going to show you a little bit more about sharing with Google Drive. The options for sharing with Google Drive are many. You can share individual documents or files or entire folders. You can share them for viewing purposes, or you can actually give editing rights for collaboration. You can share within the WCPSS domain or outside, or you can even get a shareable link so that anyone, even those without a Google Drive account, can view your documents and even edit them. And you can share between accounts, especially if you already have a Google Drive account outside WCPSS. Time to take some action. Once you have a document that you'd like others to view, you can open that document up and a blue button pops up in the right-hand corner. All right, once I click on that button, it's going to give me some options. And I can enter individual email addresses to share the document with the people. I can give them rights. They can edit. If I'm working on a lesson plan with somebody, I'm going to want them to be able to collaborate on the document with me, wherever they are. You can maybe add it to comment, or you can simply set it to view if you're just sharing something that you don't want anybody to change. You can also get a shareable link. And even that has options, right? I can change that shareable link so that only people with Wake County have access. Or my favorite thing to do with students is to get a shareable link so that anyone with the link has access to this. No sign-in required at all. That means you don't have to worry about the kids having a Google Drive account. So how do you get them the link? Well, you can do that any way that's most comfortable for you, but I typically post it on my website and have my students go to the website. Now, what if I wanted my students to work on a story all together on the same Google document or Google slide? Instead of setting it to view, I might actually set it that anyone with a link can edit it. But I'm only going to leave it on that editable part while I want people editing the document. Because if I'm posting this on my website, I don't want just anybody getting on there and editing it. I want my students doing it. So I'm going to want to control that. While we want them to edit, I can leave it at that, and then I can change it when we're done. Great way to create a class project together with everyone kind of working on their own devices. There. Now, what if I'm back in my Drive? I've exited out of the document and I realize I want to share it with somebody. Do I have to wait for the document to open? Absolutely not. I can actually see the exact same things. If I click on that document, a little plus person appears. If I click on that plus person, the same exact window that you just saw pops up and gives me all the same options. Now, if I give someone editing rights to my document, so if I go back to that plus and I give somebody editing rights, that means that they will also have the ability to share that document and give somebody else editing rights as well. However, if you're the owner of the document, you're the only one who can actually fully delete the document from existence. Somebody else can delete it from their drive, but the document still exists until the owner actually deletes it. Okay, so now let's just say that you want to share a large number of documents or files with people. The best way to do that is by creating a folder, and that's one of the things that I do all the time. To create a folder is very, very simple. You're going to push this new button and push plus, and then of course give your folder a title. I'm going to call this one test 1. So here's my test 1 folder. Now, if I want to put something in that folder, it's very, very simple. I simply take this and drag it into that folder, and it will pop into that folder. I'm going to go ahead and drag this one into a folder that I already have in existence. And do you see how my folder right here has a person on it? I've already shared this folder with people. So when I drop this particular document in that folder, I'm going to get a message that says, oh my gosh, everybody who's sharing this folder is going to be able to see this and have the same rights. And I can say okay, or I can say cancel. Either one is fine. I use folders as a way to share between accounts because, of course, I had a Google Drive account before I had a Wake County account. So I share between my accounts using folders. That way I can always access things from there. Sometimes there's a concern from people. They are worried that if they collaborate with others and give them editing rights, that they're going to mess something up. And that is a valid concern. I'm actually going to pop to a document that we all created together. Do you remember the slideshow, The Importance of Literacy? Now, as you can see, I'm going to go to File, and I'm going to show you a way to save a document that you think has been ruined. If you click See Revision History, a bar pops up to the right, and that shows you every single revision, when it was done, and who wrote it, if they're signed in, which is fantastic. If I want to restore that version, it's going to literally revert back to that version. But if I X out of this, you'll see my document go back to its original state. So the nice thing is you really don't have to be worried at all about collaborating with others with Google Drive, because you can always revert back to earlier versions. Time to reach out. Hashtag PDQGoogleDrive. Ask for assistance or just start sharing and collaborating. And that's another edition of PDQ, where leaders soar.